This is the Hold Report for Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, the Board of Pieces. The markets rallied today because the hostage-taker briefly lowered his weapon, but the relief is Stockholm Syndrome. The S&P 500 recovered 1.2% after Donald John Trump announced his concepts of a framework for Greenland, allowing Wall Street to pretend the previous day's threat to torpedo the Atlantic Alliance never happened. This is the taco principle. Trump always chickens out. Applied to sovereign territory. It gave investors just enough cover to buy the dip, effectively paying the ransom while ignoring that the hostage, the global order, is still tied up in the basement. The Greenland framework was merely the distraction necessary to unveil the real mechanism of the new era, the Board of Peace. It is a misnomer so grotesque, it should be renamed the Board of Pieces. This body is far from the diplomatic forum that its name suggests. It is a cartel of autocrats designed to carve up war-torn regions for profit. The inaugural roster reads like a human rights indictment. Vladimir Putin, Viktor Orban, Alexander Lukashenko, and Benjamin Netanyahu. In this club, membership is permanent, and the only buy-in is loyalty to the chair. The brutality of this arrangement is most visible in its omissions. There is no Palestinian leadership on a board ostensibly created to solve the war in Gaza. Instead, the Palestinian people are treated as a logistical nuisance, obstructing the real estate development of the rubble. Netanyahu accepted his invitation just one day after bulldozing the UN agency headquarters in East Jerusalem, a physical manifestation of the board's philosophy. Clear the land, remove the witnesses, and split the profits. Donald John has appointed himself lifetime chair with the sole authority to resolve disputes and banish members. Putin is reportedly considering joining, essentially purchasing veto powers over the future of the nations he invades. While the map is being redrawn by monsters, Silicon Valley is busy trying to upload itself to the cloud. Anthropic was forced to admit that the sheer cost of data crunching is eating into the gold rush, lowering its gross margin projections by 10 points. OpenAI is bypassing public markets to seek $50 billion from Middle East investors. What could go wrong being bankrolled by genocidal monarchs? And Apple is turning Siri into a chatbot to stay relevant. The tech sector is pricing in a utopian future while the geopolitical floor falls out from under it. But the real economy is flashing warnings that cannot be hallucinated away. Citadel's Ken Griffin called the meltdown in Japanese bonds an explicit warning to the U.S., signaling that the bond vigilantes are finally circling Washington's debt. On Main Street, pending home sales have plunged to pandemic lows, and Jamie Dimon gave a pessimistic outlook for Donald John's proposed credit card caps. Meanwhile, after reviewing over the White House's pay-to-play price list, convicted fraudsters Elizabeth Holmes and Bill Hwang have formally requested presidential pardons. They are making a rational bet on the new era. In a world where Putin can buy a veto and Donald John can sell out the Constitution, justice is just another asset class waiting for a bid. While CIOs distract themselves with AI fantasies, the machinery of the world is being re-engineered into a permanent loot box for phallic narcissists. The Greenland framework was the sleight of hand. The Board of Pieces is the prestige. No matter how brutal these regimes become, their seat at the table is now guaranteed, ensuring that the future will not be negotiated. It will be carved up, sold off, and developed by a committee of monsters who will never face an election again.